The alarming rate at which drugs are being seized from the Twin Cities to greater Minnesota should concern every single Minnesotan. This is not an urban or rural issue, and there is no stereotype that fits a drug user. It could be your friend, your neighbor, a loved one, or even the person sitting right next to you who is addicted to drugs. Law enforcement is working hard to get the drugs off of our streets and stop them from coming into our state. But we can't win this battle alone. We simply cannot enforce our way out of this problem.
In 2016, our VCETs seized over 488 pounds of methamphetamine. That's an all-time record and a 112% increase since 2015. While enforcement, legislation, and education have all played a role in reducing the number of meth labs in this state, from 410 in 2003 to 13 last year. Meth continues to flow into our state. Meth is primarily sourced out of the country of Mexico and makes its way into Minnesota through commercial and private motor vehicles.
As Brian referenced earlier, which is alleged through our VCETs, they have increased seizures in certain types of drugs. Not only our VCETs, but all of our law enforcement, our patrol officers, deputies, and troopers are also noticing a marked increase in certain drugs like methamphetamine. Even in my local community, our local VCET task force has received a 208% increase in methamphetamine seizures from 2015 to 2016. That is a dramatic increase. And it's not alone in rural Minnesota. This is all across our state.
Our narcotics agents have seen the same thing of steady growth in drug seizures, drug arrests, and drug victims across the state of Minnesota. What's more, in the past 5 years, the number of narcotics cases submitted to the BCA laboratory for testing has increased by 47%. As just an example of those increased dangerous drugs, the BCA saw in 2014 and 2015 combined 14 total cases containing fentanyl. In 2016, we had 75 cases submitted to the laboratory that contained fentanyl.
And what we're seeing is extremely alarming, and it's clear that meth is back. And just to give some context, in 2005, methamphetamine had peaked at 6,703 admissions for treatment. And then it declined for a couple years. And sadly, this decline in treatment admissions was temporary. In 2016, Minnesota had 11,555 treatment admissions for methamphetamine use, which is a 238% increase over 2008 and a 72% increase over 2005. Methamphetamine is now second only to alcohol in treatment admissions in the state of Minnesota.